It takes a while to get up to speed, right? This your account is gone. How did you lose it again? Call the video Cheeto SP. Yeah. I watch a YouTube on the can. One video is just enough. Lovely. Got hacked. Oh, that sucks, buddy. That sucks. I mean, I guess this is kind of like a... This is kind of like a medium version of Rinoceronte. I don't know if you guys noticed by now. The alpha is similar, right? The time between shots is, well, once they like buff it, you know, because this is gonna go from 65, it's gonna be exactly the same, so it's gonna be pretty much a... Oh my god. The one that did 0 damage on me. It's gonna be the medium version of Rinoceronte. Yeah, I can't even touch the guy. Probably losing a lot of pen over distance. Oh yeah, losing a lot of pen. I should shoot some heat to be able to pen him, but meaning Rhino with better DPM. In a way, yeah. But tablet pushing, buddy. I honestly like this DPM. This is definitely like a more slow-paced style of tank, right? I'm not sure it's something you can compare to like Progetto or anything like that. It's more slow-paced kind of tank. So if anything, maybe the best tank to compare it with is Rhino. The gun handling is very similar, like it feels exactly the same like the Rhino gun. Right? Accurate. Aims fast, you know, it feels exactly the same like the Rhino gun. This just has a bit less alpha and better mobility, I guess. I don't know if that makes it better. Probably not, because the Rhino has some armor, right? And that's a lot more usable. But the main thing about this tank is... the reload time is always the same for all the shells, right? Is it always the same? 9.9 seconds? I need to investigate. As you can see, the gun is like super accurate. Very nice gun. Good accuracy, big alpha, like what more could you ask for? Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, all the shells like reload at the same time. I just wasn't sure because I was seeing something a bit confusing in the garage, you know. Coccodrillo, bombardillo. Hey, that's not nice. Hiya, buddy. One more, uno más. And yeah, unlike a medium tank, this thing has very angled armor. Extremely angled armor. So it kind of, in a way, it plays like a heavium, right? It's not so much a medium. Or should I say it's like a hybrid between the both? It plays similar to a Rhino, right? You're definitely gonna chill and like maybe work ridge lines like you do with a Rhino. It definitely plays in a similar manner, like the Rhino. I don't think it necessarily plays the same like a Progetto, for example, if you wanted to compare it to another Italian medium tank. But it plays, see? It's very angled. This is the second time this guy shot me for 0 damage. He must be pissed. Oh. The tank is very, very angled. Obviously, up close and personal, you're probably not going to be bouncing a lot with this tank, because people will just shoot like on your upper plate or whatever, but it is very angled, so at a distance, you know, you can definitely get some cheeky bounces. And the fact that like all the shells reload at the same time, it's very helpful against fast games, for example, right? You'll have time to like do damage. So it's a interesting hybrid in a way. Again, it's definitely also a tank in which you're gonna need a lot of time to farm damage, right? Like this tank benefits a lot from slow games. But unlike the Rhino, you can also do stuff in fast games too, because the reload time will be much better than the Rhino. Yeah. Reload time will be much better. Okay. Also, this is not a premium tank, in case you guys were like wondering. It's not a premium, it's just a regular tier 10 tank. The plus side of this tank is it has very nice penetration by default, right? Like 270? 263 penetration, right? And the shells are very fast, so most of the time, just like with the Rinoceronte, you're not going to need to shoot gold ammo. You're probably going to be shooting standard ammo most of the time. Which you can... It's probably going to net you some cheeky credits, you know? Like I made 40k because I didn't have to pay for repairs, so... Yeah, there we go. Caro. Caro is a good tank. We can compare it with, yeah. It plays similar to the Caro, yeah. Caro is the same. Like, it's not the fastest tank, but it can work ridge lines, you know? You can tank some shots. And like I said, while the overall armor is not very good, like 140 lower plate, you're going to get penned by everything. Upper plate, 230 angle, turret, 240, 300, depending, it all depends on the angle. You know, this thing has like 8 degrees of gun depression. So it's in your best favor to try to use that gun depression as much as possible. So you can bounce more shots, right? It's all about the angle. So it plays very similar to a Caro. It's a hybrid between a Caro and a Rinoceronte, right? Yeah. So mobility-wise, mobility is decent. It could always be faster, but you know, for a tank like this that has like angled armor, I would say the mobility is decent. 57 top speed I have with like mobility system, right? With XP turbo. Very important, this tank is also going to be buffed, right? Coccodrillo, they're gonna buff the chassis traverse speed by 5 degrees, the turret traverse speed by 5 degrees, and they're gonna buff the dispersion while moving, traversing the chassis from 0.18 to 0.16, 0.16. And also very important, the reload time between shots is gonna go from 6 seconds to 5. So these aren't the final stats. The tank will be improved, right? So, like I said, the mobility is decent. armor-wise, we can't really say the armor is reliable, but it's very trollish, right? So you're definitely gonna get the odd bounce for sure, especially when you use the gun depression. It's definitely gonna increase your survival rate because it's super angled, right? So you're definitely gonna get some bounces. Not good for side scraping or anything like that, but use the gun depression over ridgelines. It's definitely gonna be easy to like bounce some shots. Damage potential 470 alpha, 263 standard ammo, 320 heat, and if you want to shoot high explosive, don't bother. Yeah, the gun handling is very good. It's very similar to Rhino. It aims fast, it has good accuracy, good penetration, good velocity, so you can definitely use this to snipe. For example, in this game I was sniping with it and you saw that it worked just fine. It's not gonna be like a, let's say, aggressive push kind of tank, right? Because the time between shells is kind of gonna draw you back. But it can definitely be used either as a ridgeline warrior, you know, take your time and like shoot using gun oppression, or like a sniper support. Well, it's a support tank first of all, so yeah, it's not gonna be a super aggressive tank, but it's gonna be a tank that benefits from like slower games. I even have like some decent camouflage on this, 34 stationary, and I think I only have camo on 2 of the 3 of the crew members, okay? So it could be even better. So yeah, mobility is decent, gun handling is lovely, armor, trollish towards semi-reliable, right? Camo is decent. Yeah, the fact that this has 470 alpha is gonna help you a lot in game, because right now tanks with big alpha kind of tend to dominate, right? So being able to do good trades is gonna be great. Overall, I can't say that this is necessarily gonna be more effective than a Rhino, right? But I think it's gonna be close enough. You know, Rhino most likely will have more reliable armor, but this one is gonna compensate with the reload time. Because like it's around 10 seconds for each shell, right? It's around 10 seconds. As with the Rhino, you have to like wait a lot of time to like reload. So with the lacks in armor, it's gonna match up in reload. So it's possibly gonna be like Rhino. It's kind of hard to say if it's gonna be better or worse, right? It all depends on like on your games, or like on the player skill maybe. But one thing's for sure, it shares a very similar, very reliable gun. So Coccodrillo, I personally like it. I think we will have some fun with this bad boy too.